What's up, guys? It's Kyle back with another episode of Unlocking Your Inner Strength, episode 530. Going over 10 years now of podcasting. We had a great weekend. We had an at-home date Monday night. Sat down near the fire for a while on the creek. Then Saturday, got a lot of house projects. We're doing a lot of renovation here. So I'm getting done the stuff that I need to do, which is good. I'm liking that process. I'm getting a lot more handy over the years. I like figuring stuff out and learning. And as usual, though, when you're doing something, I'm sure a lot of you guys can attest, Murphy's Law will strike. But the key is not to get frustrated, to learn from it. You're going to learn more from when you do stuff wrong than when you do stuff right. That's life. Then we went fishing Saturday. We've been on a dry spell, me and Brax, and I was so happy. I was really just kind of watching him. I only threw a few casts in. He caught 12 fish, and then Colty and Emma and Devin and Ainsley came over. They were going on the bike trail. And Devin, Colty, and Emma each caught one, so that was really cool. And yesterday did a good hike, celebrated my mother-in-law's birthday. Just had a great day. We had a little Ainsley dance party where she got naked, wanted to dance to Leonard Skinner. And it was fun. It was fun, man. I was just like, let me just sit down and enjoy this. Today, what I want to talk to you guys about is something I've studied for a long time. Visualization, manifestation. Now, I'm fortunate enough to be coached by Matt Fury, the preeminent guy on this topic, amongst many other things, in the world. So I get to learn some really unique insights. But I want to give you some of my thoughts on it that have been coming up lately. As you may or may, this fly is driving me nuts, by the way. As you may or may not know, I did a big psilocybin trip last Monday on my birthday. A lot of great takeaways. A lot of synchronicities. You know, as they say, I believe in coincidences. I've just never seen one. But this idea of visualization, manifesting, it's projecting using the power of your mind to create the reality you want. And the Bible talks about many times, but Matthew 7:7 is a verse I read pretty much daily. Ask and you shall receive. Knock and the door will be open to you. Seek and you shall find. This is what it's speaking about. This is a lot of the knowledge that's been suppressed and hidden from us. How to actually use this technology. Now, if you're like most humans, you're going to worry from time to time. Now, worrying is a disease of the mind. So I want to ask you a question again, one of the thoughts I was having. Do you not think that God already has a plan for your life? So why do we worry? When has something not worked out for you? If you're here, you're still alive, it's always worked out. So really think about that, because worrying is going to lower your vibrational energy. Now, visualization, manifestation works when you're in the right frequency. And we've all had that with people calling out of the blue, picturing something, then it happens. Right? But we want to use it a lot of times to create this magical life we want. And I just had that happen to me multiple times. Last week, this morning even, with other people reaching out with the exact thing I thought that they would tell me, and completely random too. When you are visualizing, a couple keys. Start with what you want, not how. The how leads to worry, and that's going to block a lot of people. Because right away their brain's like, how am I going to do this? You don't know how you're going to do it. necessarily. Well, I should say, you don't know how this is going to unfold. Now, it should seem obvious, but maybe it's not. You have to take the right action, even if you're visualizing. You can't just sit there. Like a lot of people with the book The Secret that came out, which was based on many old writings, when that came out in like 2007, a lot of people thought they could just sit there and put a vision board up and just picture stuff and it would happen. Now, unless they're very, very advanced, and there are people that are very advanced and that can manifest stuff very quickly, that's not the way it goes. You still have to take action, the correct action. So picture the what. Don't worry about the how. The how is going to probably unfold unlike you thought it would. And if you take the daily action, sometimes you can just picture that, right? Because if you feel resistance towards something, Matt was going over this with me last week, you're thinking too big. Find the level that's within your comfort zone. Now, I've had the experience many times with visualization where I can't get in the right energetic state. Where you're picturing it, but do you really believe it could happen? And that's a form of resistance. So with all this, there has to be non-resistance. Right? If you have non-resistance to allowing this to unfold in your life, then it happens. But if there's resistance, and there are a lot of times there is because of prior conditioning, certain limiting beliefs. Remember last week I was talking about your beliefs are simply decisions that you made at some point. Now it should help you reframe it, because then you can change those decisions. Right? You got to do the work. You got to look for the proof to validate your new decision about your new belief. But here is the real key that I wanted to share with you. That I don't know why suddenly just made sense to me yesterday and this morning when I was meditating. Stillness is the key that must precede the visualization. If you just try to go into visualization and you're just doing it every day, aren't you somehow still resisting? Aren't you somehow trying to force something? Does it have to be done every day? I don't know. But I think stillness must precede it. So I think we'd be wise to incorporate more stillness, where the mind can quiet, and then we can allow what's already been created. It's already done. I believe Neville Goddard said that. He was a famous self-development guy into a lot of this type of thinking. It's already written. It's already done. Now, there are multiple potentials and realities for you based on the choices you make. But by and large, our story, I believe, is already written. Now, does it always happen? No, because of these resistance feelings we have towards it and not allowing it to just come into our life. I think we need to quiet the mind. Has to be the first part of this process. And you just focus on your breath. Call it belly breathing, call it meditation, call it what you want. But I would challenge you to practice some form of meditation for 10 minutes a day for the next week. And the thoughts are going to come and go. Just allow them to pass through. I remember when me and Devin learned from some transcendental meditation practitioners, that's probably like 4 or 5 years ago. And they give you a mantra, which, I don't do it anymore because I don't know what the mantra means. For all I know, it could be summoning something evil up. But I like their system, but just allowing these thoughts to pass through. It's a river. Your thoughts are a river. But just stillness. That's the first step. And then when you have the mind that's quiet, and picture, practice visualization throughout the day too. Not even a formal session necessarily. Just picture it when you're driving, you're working out. That which you desire, and get excited about it. Because that is based, again, on an energetic state. It's an energy feeling, energy set, not a mindset, as Matt taught me. And if you don't practice this stuff, you're missing out, because if you train your body and you don't train your mind, and don't train your spirit, and don't also work through the resistance in those areas, how are they going to get better? How are they going to get stronger? We know that training the body through resistance makes the body stronger or more muscular, whatever you're training for. Same goes for the mind and the spirit. So those are just some thoughts. Thought they would be helpful for you. Let me know if you decide to take me up on a 1-week meditation challenge, 10 minutes a day. And just breathe. Do it in a quiet area, outside, whatever. And let's see what happens. All right, guys. Leave a question. Leave a comment if you got one. Appreciate your support as always. Share it with somebody that needs to hear it. I'll catch you guys later.